We were sat round talking about Marcella McFarlane's broken toe and who might be wing attacked tomorrow when there were noises close by. We ducked our heads and scrambled round on our bums. Here's Fulton, swaggering over the grass. Then next thing, he's nearly right below us, side on with his belt undone and his piss strumming the dry leaves. He hadn't looked up, but a feeling came that I recognised right away. The night was taking a wee turn, and there was no rewinding it. I looked at my mates. Vicky had moved back on her elbows, chin down, feared. Pauline was lying flat, her face all sparkly with mischief. I made the eyebrows at her. I loved the lassie. I would choose her to burn my diaries if I died, but she was just a wee bit unpredictable, with cider in her belly. So quick and low, and right into the trees, she shouts, "Put your dick away, you clown!" She looked so chuffed with herself that Vicky and me couldn't help doing the big-eyed giggles, despite all the bother that was coming. "Who's up there?" Fulton goes, after a wee minute. Me and Vicky shook our heads at Pauline, mouthing the warnings, doing our panto faces, shitting it. "Who's down there?" Pauline went, taking another swig. Then he goes, "Come down and find out." Pauline went back and forth with him, buying a wee bit time, and it all seemed to be dying down until he said he would climb up and join us. There was no way we were having a lowlife like him up here, on our roof, under our sky. So because I was newish in town, and because we all thought he wouldn't recognise me, and also because I kind of needed a piss, I volunteered to go down. On the ground, I brushed the moss off of my jeans and said, "Hello, Fulton." He didn't seem surprised that I knew his name. Stuffing his hands in his pockets, he says, "So what do they call you?" His face was raw and he was grinning. He had loads of teeth. "Cora Mowat," I says. I looked up and saw smoke break apart as it rose from the incinerator chimney. He repeated my name like it was something weird on a foreign menu, then told me he had never heard of me. I felt lucky not to have grown up here, to have not been written into the local loyalties. "What you lassies doing up there?" he went, the emphasis on lassies, the big aggressive grin still going. "Drinking, talking," I said, shrugging a lot. I had no right to feel I could handle this. Then, "Lassies can't climb," he says with a wee bit of spite. You could smell the drink on his breath. The dread was turning to weariness, maybe anger. I felt the usual stressy niggle in my head, stinging and real like a bramble scratch. And then from nowhere I was picturing my alarm clock, its two cheap, rattly metal bells sitting over Lisa Simpson's smug wee face. The alarm hand pointing down at 6 a.m. I wondered what time it was now. "Aye, they can," I tried. His drunken mates were bleating away on the other side of the trees, a menace to everything. He paused, swaying slightly. "Do you like my Timberlands?" I looked down. The orange suede was freckled in piss drops, and I wasn't sure if he knew. "Aye? Come here." He started walking away, scuffing the grass with the broad boots, hands flat in his bum pockets, elbows out. From behind, his head was round as a gobstopper. I followed. We walked across the grass to a large concrete slab and sat down. He stared into me awkwardly for maybe 5 seconds before he cleared his throat and went, "So what are you into?" I thought, lilt, dresses with pockets, speaking to dogs, eating bread, rain. "Just hanging about," I said, and looked down at my deformed trainers. The air was cool and you could smell summer coming. He shuffled his arse closer to me. He went, "How come I've no seen you around? You're a wee stunner." To me, it didn't seem true that you could be a wee stunner while dressed in a plum-coloured fleece with a blotch of cream emulsion on the sleeve. "I just moved here not long ago," I said, the out-of-town sing-song kind of proving it. Careful with what I was letting out, I said with a crap laugh. "I'm a bit new." "What school?" "St. Therese." "I fancy you," he said. His wee addled brain had judged that this approach would be enough to win the heart of a gargoyle like me. I looked back at the rooftop, but Vicky and Pauline were either hiding or gone. I didn't want to walk home alone.